Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bitesize. How's everybody doing? If you're in the UK, we're having a bit of a warming up of temperatures. Let's say it's been quite nice over here. So let me know. Already, look, straight away, howdy from Prescott, Arizona. So just about to ask what's it like where you are. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bitesize. This is our Monday live stream that we do here on 40 Runs, 8 o'clock every Monday, and this is the sort of younger brother to the Long Run Show, the award-winning London, come on, 10 minutes, award-winning show on Long Run on Friday at 7 o'clock. Brilliant. It's been a long day. How are we all doing? So if you're listening to this as a podcast, welcome. If you're taking us out for your run, thank you very much. So this is a live stream that we record and we put out as a podcast. We get you guys into the chat. So if you're listening, if you're watching this live, get involved in the chat. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. There's loads of shoes coming out. Loads of shoes have come out. I'm dying under shoes at the moment. It's sort of suffocating. But we've also got a really, really busy week this week with loads of races and events coming up. Talk about Global Running Day in a minute. So you guys stick that in the chat, in the comments, any questions, anything you want, get them in, and we'll come on to that in a minute. We'll just do the usual sort of housekeeping as we always do on this show. So this week, busy week. I'm off traveling, not like abroad, but at the end of the week I'm off to Newcastle. I'm going up there to do the Bladen race. If you're in the northeast and you're doing the Bladen race, I will see you there. A big shout out to the guys at Start Fitness and Saucony who are getting us along to that event. So thank you very much to them. Make sure you use the code 40 Runs to Start Fitness. There's some amazing deals on Start Fitness at the moment, including the Puma Velocity Nitro 2, which was 54 quid or 50 quid the last time I looked. So that's worth looking at. And then on the Saturday, we're doing, I'm going to get this wrong, Leslie's Park Run. It's one of the park runs in Newcastle. So come along if you're in the vicinity or can get to there. It's not a massive drive. Then why not come along and hang out on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock at Park Run Leslie's, Leazes, I think it's called. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, by the way. It's the one that's behind St James's Park, the football ground. So come along to that is my point. And then we've got Sunday, get my days right. We're at Southend Half Marathon, but we've got a picnic afterwards. So even if you're not running and it's going to be a lovely day. It's going to be like 27, 28 degrees on Sunday. So if you want to come down, cheer some people on, get an ice cream, and then just like sort of hang out with us afterwards, then I would definitely come down to Southend. That's going to be awesome. The club has put on some refreshments, let's call it, and everybody's welcome to come along and hang out with us after that. So that's busy. Importantly, on Wednesday's Global Running Day, which as a movement, we're all going out at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. There is a Strava group that we've set up. There's a Strava event. You need to join the 40 Runs club on Strava, which is obviously free. Everybody's able to do that. And then on there is a run that's now set up for Global Run Day. We all want everyone to go out at 6 o'clock. We want to see how far we can run. We want to see how many miles we can do on Global Run Day. I'm actually in London at an event that we've teamed up with Brooks to do. That's going to be at Runners Need in Monument in the City of London. If you're listening to this over the next couple of days, you're more than welcome to come and join. That's a free event. And you've got to be there at 5:30. And that's Runners Need in Monument in London. And again, we're going to try and run some miles. So everybody just get out there on Wednesday and enjoy it. Tag me at 40_runs on Instagram. And let's get moving, people, on Wednesday. So I think that's it in terms of what I'm up to. Honestly, I'm snowed under with shoes and kit that's been sent through, which is very nice. I'm not complaining at all. I'm just looking at them down there because I had them out today. We've got the we've got the Magic Speed 3, which I'm holding up to the camera if you're listening to this on the podcast, which I really like this colorway, by the way. It's like this white and sort of hot pink Flight Foam Blast, the ring that goes around it. Which is kind of cool. So we was out in them today. We've got you can't see it, but down there, right, is a pile. I don't know if you can see the end of it. I'm pointing again on the podcast, but there's basically just boxes. and somewhere around here. But yeah, we got the Torin 7 from Ultra. I was running in them on the weekend. I can't remember what day it was. We've got the Boston 12 incoming. We've got the Cayano 30 incoming. We've got the Trianusa 15 incoming. Question for you, right? Because it's a question for you, so you can answer this and let me know what you think. Should I get the Adidas Adios 8? I will know from you whether I should get that or not. So let me know whether you think we should get that on the channel or not. Let me know in the live stream if you're interested in seeing me run around in them. And I think that's about it in terms of videos this week. We'll obviously try and put out the Magic Speed 3 first impressions. We've got the trail review coming. I've got a summer shoes video coming out. We've got loads coming out. And on Friday, good point, good plug. On Friday, there's the long run show is pre-recorded because I'm in Newcastle. We've done, it's a bit of a, this is your lifestyle video podcast. Hayden sat me down, much to my sort of reluctance, let's call it. And he sort of grilled me for about 35 minutes about all things 40 runs. So that's kind of interesting if you're in, want to know a little bit more about 40 runs, a little bit more about me, if that's your thing. I don't think I'm very interesting, but maybe that's something you want to check out. But that comes out Friday at 7 o'clock. So the video will come out as normal. Like if you was tuning in for the live stream, that will come out and then the podcast will be available as well. Maybe you can take me out on your run this weekend. Right, so that's that. Right, whoo, we got through it, guys. So thank you very much to bear with me. Thank you very much to all our channel members. Really do appreciate it. And good evening, everybody. Let's do a bit of a roll call. Dawn's here. AZ Highland Homestead, that's my hero from Prescott, Arizona. Sandra's here. Bam Bam's here. Matthew's here. David, Robert, Jason, Gary. Sound of Vision looking good. Thank you very much, Gary. Simon, Mark. God, I can't keep up. Jason, thanks to everybody for tuning in live. Really do appreciate it, Mark, Penny, all you guys. Okay, right. So it's partly cloudy and sunny. Partly cloudy, 27 degrees in Prescott. I'd love to be there. I would if I could. I listened to you a million times before. Pick us up. Me and the girls, we go straight to Arizona or New Mexico. Evening, Chris. There's some good deals out, by the way. I'll just put this out the front, and there's some very good deals out on running shoes at the moment because all the new stuff's coming in. Like I said, there's so many shoes coming out at the moment. There's some new good colorways as well. I put a post out on Instagram about the Nimbus 25 in that sort of bright pink color. They've done that in their Cumulus. I don't know whether they've done it in the Nova Blast, but they put some bright colors out. I wish they'd put that colorway. Right, here's the thing. I wish that they'd put that colorway onto the Super Blast. That's what I wish they'd done. Because you guys were no help whatsoever when I asked you on Instagram for help with the Super Blast upper. You both come in with 50% each, so I'm still none the wiser on that one. But yeah, I'd love it if they did that colorway. Right, so evening, Jay Sav. Managed to pick up some Vaporfly Next % 2s for 70 quid. Wow. Only 3 miles on them. Would you recommend these for speed work? Yeah, 100%. For 70 quid, no brainer. Absolutely. Keep them for your speed work. Maybe, use them for a 10K or 5K or something like that. 70 quid. That's brilliant. That really is. Vaporfly Next % 2s for £70. It's funny enough, I've done a video. I think you'll like it. It's not coming out, I think, till July now. We scheduled it up. But it's trying to find my fastest shoe. So I think you'll dig that. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Yes, Mark, I'm having one of those days. I don't know where I am or who I am. Looking for a long run shoe. Jonathan, thoughts on the Triumph 21? Yes, I would 100% recommend the Triumph 21 when it comes out on July the 11th as a long run shoe. Is a vastly improved around the tongue area. If you it's me tongue in cheek. See what I did there? But the Triumph 20 is a phenomenal shoe, but I just found the tongue was quite thick. I would always opt for something else because it was quite built up around the tongue area. And it might be my imagination, but that area around the shoe, the tongue and the foam, and it just seems to have been lessened off a little bit, and it's made it even more comfortable. The new flat knit upper is great, and the shoe just works, people. And the outsole on that shoe is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal on the Triumph. So if, like me, you're running up and down the rivers or whatever, Oh, sorry, if you're doing 40 bingo up and down the canal and towpath, it's just great. It really is. The outsole on that Triumph from Saucony is brilliant. So I would strongly recommend that shoe. I don't think you really need anything else, because you can pick up your longer miles. You can drop some gold in the shoe as well. It's that sort of, I mean, look, if money's no object, you buy the Super Blast all day long, right? That is, without doubt, the best marathon training shoe you can buy, the ASICS Super Blast. But it's 210 quid. Now, who's got 210 quid to spend on a running shoe? Most people don't. If you can get it cheaper, great. Or you can decide what colorway you want to get, unlike I can, then get it. The Super Blast from ASICS is without doubt the best marathon training shoe you can buy, and you can run that if you're not going for a time in the marathon as well. Really is that good. This is a good question from Tony. Chris, what are your thoughts about the Float Ride 5? Are they worth it? Yes. £85? Yes. I think that's the best budget training shoe you can buy. It really is. It's 85 quid. Yes, you can argue that you can pick up, like I just mentioned at the start, the Puma Velocity Nitro 2. Puma Velocity Nitro 2, yeah, for 50 odd quid at Start Fitness. And then you get more money off using my code. But at 85 quid new, I think it's just a no-brainer. The Float Ride 5, they've increased the stack. They've added a little torsion system thingy in it. The carbon rubber outsole is brilliant on it. And it's just a great shoe. It really is. It's just back to basics. Energy foam is great. And it's just so easy to pick it on and run it. Could you do a marathon in it? No. Could you plod around into a half marathon? Yeah, probably, yeah. You know, you can pick up the pace a little bit. It's just a great shoe. Yeah. Collapse arch. With arches and things like that. And anything like that. It sounds a bit of a cop out, but I always, I can't see an osteo. I don't know if you've done that or not, but I always go and see an osteo. Osteos are the best things in the world, especially when they do dry needling, which is just awesome. Kelly, evening, Chris. I completed my first half marathon yesterday, Hero, at Derby in 2 hours and 42 minutes. Good for you, Kelly. Well done, mate, because I tell you what, that was warm yesterday as well. So 2 hours and 42 minutes for a first half is good. What are you going to go for next? Let me know. Come back. Tell me what you're going to do next. Are we going to get you into a marathon? I think we should. If you can train for a half, people, you can train for a marathon. Don't let anybody tell you any other thing. You can 100% do it. Adios 8s. Early reviews look good. Yeah, I'm always... Andrew, don't kill me. But I'm always reluctant on the early reviews because they're the ones that usually been paid for. So when the shoes drop, when the ones that come out on, like when the embargo lifts, you tend to find that a lot of them have been like journalists and stuff. And are they going to really write bad things if they've been embargoed? You join the dots up. So I always try and wait on stuff like that and see what comes out. Don't get me wrong, because I've done embargoed stuff, right? So, but I don't really care. I'll just say whatever I like. But just, always a cautionary tale. But that aside, thank you very much, because I will have a look at it. I am tempted to be honest with you, basically because it does look like a bit of a stripped down Adios Pro 3. So I am tempted. Here we go. What's this? Eric. Evening, Eric. Just got the new Hoka Zinao. I never pronounced that right. Moments ago on my feet. Good fit. Glove like upper. Feel wide enough. Maybe a quarter size long, but I'll take it. Good for you. I hope you enjoy that. It's funny. Ben was messaging me earlier. He's meant to be on holiday, so I don't know why he was messaging me. But he was asking me about Hoka shoes. I think Hoka have come... People are thinking a bit about Hoka a bit more because how good the Rocket X2 is, which is good. And has everybody seen the... Always get it wrong. Mac X. Have you seen that? Are you looking forward to that one? Let me know in the comments whether you're looking forward to the Mac X. I'm definitely going to get that because that's got those 2 layers of foam on it. So, well, enjoy those, Eric. I hope you... It's not a shoe that I've ever run in, to be honest with you. So I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, this is a great question. Yes. Have you shoe suggestions for kids who are too small for the mainstream brand? Yes, Robert. Now, you're going to go, oh, it's because he's paying sponsored. No, I'm telling you now, Skechers, right? I spent some time at the what's the best way? Showroom, let's call it, in the kids bit with all the kids' shoes. and went through it with their guy there, and we was talking about the shoes and how they develop and things like that. I would some of the kids, the running clubs that we do are in Skechers as well. Have a look at them is what I would recommend, to be honest with you. There's also some funky colours as well, and they do some cool stuff, but I would recommend the Skechers stuff. Here we go. Everyone thinking summer shoes. I'm already trying to plan for fall. Live outside Seattle. Ton of rain through fall and winter. Plus stability needs. I just hang on, let me just go back. So Elliot, thanks very much anyway for tuning in and giving us some comments. Everyone thinking about summer shoes. Yeah, we've got a video about that tomorrow. And I'm already trying to plan for fall. Live outside of Seattle and there's loads of rain, and winter looks a bit rough. Plus stability needs. So if you're planning for fall, I would maybe, because I saw them advertised today, funnily enough, on Start Fitness, the Triumph 20, but the Run Shield one, because the outsole on that is phenomenal and it's got a bit of weatherizedness to it. I don't know exactly. I think it's like Run Shield, but it's not waterproof, but it's like got a water repellent elements. I can't speak, but it's got a bit of that to it, and you can pick them up cheap. It's a great shoe, that Triumph 20. So if you can get that, maybe that's the sort of shoe that you want. They are warm, but it doesn't look like you're that bothered, and they're not overly soft. So in terms of stability, it's not going to be the end of the world for you. So try that and let me know how you find that. Chris, I'm a Clifton 9 fan, but want to try some Pumas after watching your views about Puma grip. Which are the most I would probably go for, well, I just love the Forever Run. I think the Forever Run Nitro is a phenomenal shoe. I think it's underrated to a degree. You might go, yeah, everyone loves it. But I think it's a shoe that has a little bit of guidance. It's not overly heavy, but it's not overly light. It's got the Puma grip on it. It will last forever because the amount of Puma grip on it. The upper's good on it. The fit's good on it. And it pops along with the Nitro foam. So yes, thinking out loud, I would try the Puma Forever Run. Give that a go, and you can pick them up cheap. Again, our friends at Start Fit's going to love this episode. Use the code 40 runs. You're welcome. Evening, Lauren. Here we go. Matthew Flynn's in the house. Matthew, evening. I have wide feet, which restricts me from wearing certain shoes or brands. Matthew, I've had this conversation with many people over the last couple of weeks. I realize they do a wide version of the Endorphin Speed 3. Are they a good marathon? Yes. Very much so. And actually, hang on, stay there. What do you think of this colorway? Sorry, I'm holding a shoe up on the camera. I've got the Endorphin Speed 3 in a new colorway. These are actually Hayden's shoes. So shall we write some stuff? We could actually write some stuff on them live on air. What do you think we should write on them? He's probably going to have kittens. I've got a magic marker here. Should we write? What can we write for Hayden on these? Oh no, I better not. Socking, he'll kill me. But yeah, these are Hayden's box fresh Speed 3s. Fantastic. Get them. This is still the GOAT. This is still the best crossover shoe. Although, actually, I'm not going to say that. There is a shoe that I think is not a million miles away, but I'm not going to say any more than that because I will get told off. So yes, 100% buy the Endorphin Speed 3s. You will love them. Thanks, guys, for all these questions. Keep them coming. The show is about you, not me. 3 things. First, what ultra marathon are you doing? I am doing the New York City Marathon. I may do another one. I can't tell you any more than that. Second, happy you didn't do the bike ride. Yes, I am. I listened to myself for once and didn't think about anything else other than myself. I'm sorry to hear you broke your collarbone. Third, Saucony Pro, any good? Yes, hang on. Another shoe. See, I told you I've got like 1 million down there. If you're watching this on the podcast, listen to this on the podcast. I'm holding the shoe up, but I've got the red Pro 3s. These are ready, and don't tell them they're all dusty in that look because I was running them down the river. I'll have to clean them up for the Blade and Race, but these are the shoes that Saucony provided for the Blade and Race. These are the Pro 3s in the red and sort of yellow colour, which I think look kind of banging, to be honest with you. And yes, I very much like the Pro 3. Great shoe. Here we go. What's this one? Evening 40. I've been using my Endorphin Pro 2s for all long runs, including easy pace up to 16 miles. Would you recommend to use the? Yes, I'm of the persuasion that I wouldn't spend. all your time in a plated shoe. I think you benefit from not having a plated shoe. I think sometimes you benefit from a slightly heavier shoe. And I think you definitely something without plating. So something like the Novas 3 would be a good shout. Something like the Cumulus or the Nimbus 25 or whatever, Cloud Surf, Skechers Max Trade 6, whatever it is. I think putting something, if you're going to be soaking up some easy miles, which you should be if you're marathon training or half marathon training, then you want something that's comfortable, that's soaking up that easy mileage, and it's making it easy for you, really. So I would try and stay away from the Pro 2s, and then I would, drop the Pro 2s on those faster days, those tempo, those maybe the goal work that you've got to put in, or maybe even when you come to that point where you're going to be doing long runs with goal work in, then you can drop the Pro 2s in. But I try and stay out of them and just balance it out. I think, like everything, it's balance, isn't it? So, like for example, I spoke about it at the start. The Super Blast, ASIC Super Blast for me last year for London. Last year was this year, but I covered most of my miles, long miles in that shoe. It's not a plated shoe. It's got over 40 mil a stack, and I wouldn't say it's light, but it didn't have a plate in it. And then I switched to a plated shoe. All right, it's energy rods for race day. Do you see what I mean? So that's where I would go. Quick cough. Actually, I shall have some drink. I'll try. Actually, I don't know if that video's coming out. Yeah, electrolyte drinks video's coming soon. Hang on. That's a good point, guys. It's going to be bleeding hot at the weekend. Make sure you're all hydrating early doors. Get in your hydration. Evening. I know it's like pot kettle, but it is true. He's got a connection where you can get 40% off the Nova Blast 3. And we'll do it then. Evening from Essex, sunny Essex. Are there any offers? Penny's asking on the Saucony Pro 3 or Adidas Pro 3. Yeah, I think there's on the indoor and the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3. Get over to Start Fitness. Use my code. What do we got here? Love the A6 Speed Magic Speed 3. Not bothered about Adidas 8. More interested in the SCV2. Yes. Well, after the announcement that came out, I'm not sure exactly when mine will arrive, but mine will arrive at some point. So we will let you know on those. I'm super excited to try those out because they've reduced the stack slightly. It's got a new fuel cell. I think blend is probably a better way of describing it. So yeah, it's a lighter version. So let's see what that's like. I've got on very well with the Propel version 4. Really like that shoe. So I'm hoping that the SC Trainer 2 really does work for me. But let's see. I'll let you know. You guys will know when it arrives. Yeah, so let's see. Right. Here we go. What's this? Gary, I previously trained 3 to 4 days a week, but what advice do you have to step up to 6 days a week? I'm concerned about getting injured overtraining. Do it gradually, Gary. And there's nothing wrong with doing 3 to 4 days a week. Maybe instead of adding more runs in, maybe you add a swim session in or a cross day in there instead, because you just get as much benefit than trying to do some sort of junk miles. So, do 3 to 4 solid days of running and do a good gym session and a good swim session. You'll be flying if you do that. But yeah, I get it about overtraining. It's the worst thing you could do. Listen to your body. I've been listening to my body. I put the video out I said about in May that I took May off, which effectively I did. I'm now into the point of after this week, I'm going to start then getting back in the saddle properly. But I've been using the last weeks. I'm just running to whatever. Like today, I just went out and did 3 miles because, I needed a run to runners need about Wednesday. So that's why I did that. I'm not running to any structure or any plan. I've been, picking a few races off here and there and things like that. But other than that, I've just not really been caring about what I've been doing. But when Simon gets back from holiday, I'm going to start knuckling down. The old double runs and things like that will start coming into play. What do we got here? Sandra, Saucony Pro 3, any good for a slow runner, 11-minute miles? Yeah, sure, give them a go. Why not? Why not? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not slow, by the way. Evening from Wirral, pink hand waving. Hi, Simon. Thanks for tuning in. Gary's congratulating me. Yeah, I've got to get again. I said it on Friday. I'm going to give the guys at Believe in the Run a massive shout out. The whole team, obviously Thomas, Meg, for including me in what's going to be it's a dream come true in terms of the race, but also, being able to get out to the US, meet some people who obviously tune in from the US, watch the videos from the US, spread the 40 runs ethos around the world. It's going to give me an unbelievable opportunity, and I'm very, very thankful. Obviously, you've got to give a shout out to the guys at New Balance as well for making that happen, along with the guys from the Believe in the Run. But it's just incredible. I hope to do some bits with them. So make sure you're listening to their podcast, The Drop, if you're not listening to that already. So I'll probably be popping up on that every now and then. So make sure you check that out as well. But yeah, big love to those guys. So yeah, here we go. Have you run today, Chris? Yeah, I think I just answered that. I was out. I just popped out and did 3 miles. Usually on a Monday, I start off in the start of the plan at about 4 miles, and I build up to 6 on a Monday. But at the moment, I don't really care what I'm running. And I said I had to run to the Runners Need store, so I just did 3 miles today, and it was relatively easy. I dropped some pace, 7.5 minute, 8 minute miles in there, just to see what the magic speeds were like. But I've got a plan for them over the rest of the week and then into the weekend. So here we go. What's this? Andrew, do you think running shoe tech has peaked? What could the shoe companies do next? I don't think it's peaked. I don't think it'll ever peak. I think they're so innovative what they're coming up with and new ways. And I think they'll try stuff that doesn't work, and then somebody will find something that does work. And yeah, they'll probably go in a different direction, maybe. I don't know whether they can keep pushing the limits on stack and plates, but I think plate technologies can be changed. I think if you look at, even with the Magic Speed 3, right? So, you know, in terms of the carbon plate position, you know, it's. I'm holding it up again on the podcast, by the way. Yeah, it looks to me like it's quite low. I mean, they can play with the plates in terms of the positioning of them. They can play around with the composite, the different formulas in which they make them, and what they make them with. There could be a new blend that they use in the plates to give you more spring at different points. There's probably so much they can do. And they did it with the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite 2. They changed the plate setup. Saucony Endorphin Elite, they worked with the plate placing and split it out and stuff like that. So there's loads of technology, I think, that can be advanced in and around the plate. And then you've got the foams. So there's always going to be, you think, you know, Zoom X has changed a little bit, but I'm sure Nike have probably got something up their sleeve in terms of that, right? Hayden's crying about his Endorphin Speed 3s. I am looking at them again, Hayden. I might. Whether they get delivered in one piece is still open for debate. No, it's the Speed 4. I don't think it's coming out until next year. Yeah, that's a good point, Sam. I could write some of his. I could write 5 all over them, couldn't I? Right. So what do we got? Endo Pro 3 is an amazing shoe, but I find it can be too squishy, unstable. Yeah, I get that. But anything faster than 9 minutes is gold. Yes, you get some of these shoes that they're until you run hard in them, they don't really come alive. I get that. I do get that a lot. That's why, you know, for example, I said to you, the Endorphin Elite doesn't really work for me because I'm just not fast enough. Over 26.2 miles. I'm not a bad Alf is not. I'm not a road cycling fan, but they sorted out the potholes. Broom shack, brilliant. Yeah, Gary's saying everybody smashed the like button. Thank you, Gary, for reminding everybody. Kurt's saying thank you, and Henny on New York. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll vlog the training. We'll see how we get on. And that's going to be pretty awesome. What's this from Keith? Evening 40. Would you say the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 is as stable as the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite? I'd say it's a little bit more stable. Been really enjoying the Puma Elite, but now looking for a half marathon race day shoe. I would go for the Rocket X2. Just go up a size. I think that's faster. If you can pick them up, that is an unbelievable shoe. Have a go at that. See what you think. Both of those two, the Pro 3 and the Puma DV8 Nitro Elite, very, very good shoes, but the Rocket X2, I think, beats both of them in terms of speed. Evening, Chris. I'm 3 stone overweight, 18 stone, desperate to lose, can't stop eating. Yeah, I get it, Simon. Try and change the times in which you're eating as well. That always tends to help me. And when I'm craving food, if I'm thinking about my weight, I try and think about what I'm eating and when. Tends to work for me. I tend to have my main meal at lunchtime because I'm usually working in the evenings. and I try and balance it out like that. I don't care as much when I'm marathon training, because I do get told off the fact I'm not eating enough for the amount of running I'm doing, but I try and balance it out. So I try, yeah, I would just say look at what you're eating and when. That's the key for me. And also I try, like, sounds funny, but like 3 o'clock, you're thinking, I'm gonna have a snack. I'll go out and get, and this is when I'm in weight saving mode. Okay, usually not at the moment. I'm not doing this, but I'd go and make a cup of tea, herbal, like chamomile tea or something, and just suppress the appetite. That's what I would do. And that tends to work for me. And all of a sudden, you train your body. And don't forget, I lost, what was it, 4 or 5 stone in quite a quick time. So that's how I did it. What's this? I recently bought the Nova Blast 3 training for ultramarathon. Which ultramarathon are you training for? And wondering whether to buy the Triumph or the Endorphin Speed as a rotation. I would probably go with the Speed because you've got the Nova Blast 3, which actually, to be honest with you, sort of sits in between both of those. The Triumph and the Endorphin Speed, I'd actually probably go Triumph and Endorphin Pro is probably where I would go. But you've got the Nova Blast 3. So maybe, yeah, maybe in a way, Nova Blast 3 and maybe something like, you're going to kill me, but like a Metaspeed Sky Plus. Because you could use a Nova Blast to do your daily work, go slightly longer into like 13, 14, 15 miles, and then you pull out the big guns for that work where you're going to be throwing goal pacing. That's maybe another way of thinking about it. Although that'll just probably cost you 200 quid there. Sorry about that. Did 2 runs at the weekend, 10k and a half. Tried to run today, felt pain in the groin and tips or muscle rubs to ease it. I use that Pure Sport stuff. I had a bit of a dodgy calf, I would say, or a sensitive calf after doing a 5k PB and a 10k PB back to back, pretty much back to back. My right calf was screaming at me, and I don't know whether that was to do with the Vaporfly Next Percent 3, or as I said, whether it was purely down to the fact that I was leaning on it for a good couple of days. But I found that I didn't use the massage gun because that would have just hurt like hell. Any opportunity to lean up against the wall and look really strange stretching it out, I did. I was doing calf raises with it, and I was putting the Pure Sport balm, which ain't cheap, on it as well. And that seemed to have, touch wood, seemed to have calmed it down a bit. And obviously, I've reduced the intensity of my running as well. Okay, and I'm washing the shoes that I'm running in. I'm making sure that I'm saying that it's out of Magic Speed 3 today, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm wearing sensible shoes. Does that make any sense? Hopefully, it does. 6-minute warning, guys. Okay, what's your biggest tip for running in the heat other than the obvious hydration? I would run to feel. We spoke about this on the podcast on, was it this week or last? No, I think it was the week before. I very much changed my methodology in the summer to running a lot more to feel than to looking at pace or heart rate or whatever you're looking at. I run very much to feel. If it's feeling like a really hard effort, I just dial it back in. And I tend to do a little bit less mileage. So, I mean, I'm not a high miler anyway, but let's look at it from time. I mean, if it was a half-hour run, I'd probably make it 25 minutes. That's the sort of thing. That's the way I would look at it. But a lot of it's driven by a perceived effort for me. If it's really, really feeling hard, then I'm pushing it a bit too hard. But I love summer running. I absolutely love it. I love training for marathons in the summer. I really do. I just love vests and I love the sun, and I just love it. I just much prefer it than winter marathon training. I hate winter marathon training because I hate wearing layers. It just gets on my nerves. I'm a plain and simple person. I just like to be able to put a shirt on and go and run. So yes. So that's probably my biggest tip. Just run more to effort, perceived effort than anything else. But just listen to your body. Okay. There was a question here, Gary. Are there any rumors of a fast support shoe, Tempest? I've got 2 Brooks shoes. The Hyperion, it's called the Hyperion, but it's the Tempo 2, And the Hyperion GTS, not running it, but I'm very hopeful that that's a fast shoe that someone with stability can wear. I'm not saying it's going to replace the Prism, the original Prism from New Balance, but because I'm guessing it's going to be a firm ride with the DNA in it. But I'm hopeful that's going to be a fast stability shoe. Let's see. I'll let you know once I've got some thoughts down on that one. But that's that could be interesting. Let's see what happens there. But I'm hopeful for that one. Love the Speed 3 Penny. I lost Caman UK for result. Basically, stop looking at food and entertainment now. Use it as fueling work for me. There you go. A bit of advice. Sorry, I meant to ask Sandra. I will feel the benefit. Will I feel the benefit? Yes, you will. Yeah, you will. Yeah, of course you will. Music Runner. Are you coming to Southend? Yeah, I mentioned it at the front end. Sorry if you missed that. I'm going to be at the Southend half. We're having a picnic. Everybody's welcome. But I'm running the Southend half. I'm pacing Ben and Ben. One's on holiday and one's spending money on Adidas website. Well, not his own, though. And we're going to be down there and we're going to have a go at that. I think they want 145. So we shall see, boys. They better up their game because I'm going to be chatting to them the whole way. So they probably want to run a little bit faster than 145 because I'm going to be talking the whole way. Kurt managed a 6 mile PB. Well done. 41. That's great. Local league race. I believe it took 6 minutes. Wow. That's good for you, mate. That's it. These sort of things should be celebrated. Thanks so much for doing this video. Doing this, Chris. I always run alone. So it's great to have these videos. You're more than welcome, Simon. So let's kind of start wrapping it up because I've got pack. I've got to do stuff. I might sound funny, but like I said, on Wednesday I'm out. Tomorrow I'm coaching. Wednesday we've got Global Running Day. Again, make sure if you're on Strava that you join 40 Runs Running Club on Strava. You can always follow me on Strava as well. But you join the Strava Club and then you join our Global Run. We want to run as many miles as we can on Wednesday. If you're in London, come along. Joining the fun 5:30 at Runners Need in Monument, London. I'm going to be there. Make sure you come along to that. It's a free event. Then on Friday, I'm traveling up to Newcastle. Heads up on Instagram. We're going to be doing a Q&A on the train Q&A, we're going to call it. I'm going to open up Instagram. So if you want to ask anything or you just want to keep me entertained while I'm on the train so I'm not annoying Hayden, that's going to be on Instagram on Friday. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. And then, so I'm in Newcastle, Blade and Race. Hope to see some of you there. Make sure you tag at 40_runs. Saturday park run at Leslie's or wherever it's called, behind St James's Park. And then on Sunday, we've got the Southend half marathon. Hopefully, we'll get some of these shoes sorted in terms of content because there's just so many at the moment. But I'm taking my time. I'm deliberately not rushing out content on them. I'm not that fussed about, it sounds awful, but I'm not that fussed about rushing out reviews and things like that after just doing 6 miles in the shoe. I'm not that fussed at the moment because we've got so many shoes. I'd rather just focus on the quality and the ones that I like to start with. Kurt, what's the Strava Club? It's 40 Runs Running Club. Just look it up. If not, go over to the Facebook group. It's in there, and hopefully that helps you out. And then go in there and it's set up for you. So good luck. So thanks very much for wanting to take part. But so I'm trying not to push out, these videos. So you might not see some of them for a couple of weeks because I'd rather just make sure I get my mindset. That said, we've got the first impressions of the Magic Speed 3, which will probably be at 15 miles, something like that, probably by the time that video comes out on Friday. It would have had at least 3 runs in it. It's probably going to have 4 runs in it. Maybe. But anyway, doesn't matter. My point is that we're coming out. So loads of stuff coming your way. Thanks to all the support. Thanks to everybody who's tuned into this live and made this show what it is. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to see some new people tuning in, and it's nice to see some old faces as well. Thanks very much. Like I said to you, please take care. I know I don't sound like your dad, but please take care in this hot weather that's apparently coming. Make sure you do take care of yourselves, hydrate and all that sort of stuff. And if I see you out and about over the next few days, make sure you say hello. And that's it from me. Right, where's the outro? I've got it here. Okay, guys, I will catch you all later.